in those eyes. How do I put it? They've a strong sense of duty. Like whatever you start, you'll always see through, no matter what. If you'll permit me, there's something I'd very much like to show you. But first, I just need to hear it from you. Say that you'll stay till the very end. With that done, let's get you on your way. Can you hear my prayers? Wherever you are. Whoever you are. Please, you must listen! I've no one to turn to now but you! The walls of the world are falling down around us! All of us were fools! Such a base and hateful snare, yet none of us saw it! I cannot abandon my injured friends to death! You who hear my prayer! You who I've yet to meet! If there is still time yet, save them! My friends, this world! I beg of you! Become my warrior of light!
The crystal's glow wanes by the hour.
Its fading light augurs a greater darkness.
Something must be done. Leave all to me. I am Agnes Oblige, servant and vestal to the Crystal of Wind. The crystal's light is mother to all creation, to all life. Purified by the vestal's rites, their incandescence wards the world from disaster. And so I pray, now as ever before, and onward till the years take me. What the world? Leon, please! Protect the vestal, hurry! Let our bodies be her shield! The darkness overflows!
A fine sea breeze, foretelling its death is a hoax in poor taste. I'm Ringabel, or so they call me. I've no memory these days. A bit cruel, eh? Still, humor's welcome when you haven't a clue to your past. None save this book. But its pages hold no history, only the future. And more importantly, a woman. We've yet to meet, and I'm in love. My angel of fate. Could she be nearby?
Master Kami Izumi, please do me this honor. One final test of skill. My name is Adia Lee, daughter of the Templar. I take pride in that fact, in my blood. Yet, my father...
You've a long road ahead. Make for Kaldisla. The Vestal of Wind has been sighted there. For your father, and for your country, you must apprehend her at all cost. Edea, wear this at your side.
This is your finest blade. Ise no Kami.
I pray it keeps you safe.
Father, I swear that I'll return to you a proven warrior.
I'm Tiz Orier. Watch you don't fall! And that's my brother Till. We're shepherds in the sleepy village of Norende. This is how things had always been, and how they'd be forever after. That's what I'd thought.
Give me your other hand!
Let me go! We'll both fall at this rate!
I'm not losing you ever! Now hurry and give me your hand!
Finally awake, are you? You've been out a full week. I serve as captain of the Kaldislan Guard. My name is Owen. Can you tell me yours?
Tiz.
You were found unconscious in the ravine near Norende. I take it that was your home? Norende? I must ask you to stay calm. Your village is gone. A great chasm opened in the earth and all of Norende was swallowed up in darkness. You were spared, but the others... Pray, do not think on it now. You need your rest. There will be time for mourning later.
Little fella's back with us then?
Aye, and all alone in the world. And past that solitude, what? Guilt at surviving? Pitiable lad. The king will be expecting my report. Keep watch on him a while, father.
Ah, the Nerende boy. 'Tis, was it? Owen spoke of you. I offer my deepest regrets for your loss. I cannot ease your pain, but time may. Stay and rest all you need.
Your Highness is so very kind. But my plan is to leave for the village straight away.
Admirable, lad, but danger hounds the road to Nerende. That gaping maw has drawn beasts of all stripe to it. It's overrun with monsters.
There may be survivors. All the more reason I must go. Someone out there may be waiting for help.
Very well, though it shames me to send you off alone. I'd lend a portion of my guard, but these cursed knights of the Eternian sky are riddling my kingdom with cannonballs.
I'll manage on my own. Thank you, Your Highness.
Do be careful, child, and know that you've a place here when you return.
Can you hear my prayers? Wherever you are, whoever you are. Can you see the wound torn open before me? Please, let the walls of the world collapse no further. Let me be strong enough to stem this flood.
You there. If you know something, tell me, please. What caused that chasm? Did anyone else survive? Surely at least a few others. I need information. Anything. My parents were there. My friends. Everyone. Just living their normal, boring lives. I won't accept that all those lives have ended. Not without a search.
You alone survived. I am sorry. I am sorry.
I found you! You've been found! I've the eyes of a hawk! And the nose of 7 wolves!
7 wolves that wasted the last week sniffing at dead ends. Now stop yapping and go fetch.
I know, woman! And I take no orders from you! No orders!
An Eternian airship?
The Sky Knights! I thought I'd covered my trail. Go, now! It's me they want.
What? Why?
I'll not involve an innocent bystander.
Cannon fire? This way!
What?
Quit darting about! Taking covers for the weak! Stand your ground! There are only two tactics a real warrior needs. Frontal assault and death by frontal assault!
Listen to yourself in a froth over a little girl. I'm so very tired of talk. Now, are any of you man enough to go down there and get her?
Yes, ma'am. Leave it to me.
Good boy. Bring her back, and I may just reward you. But be quick about it. I'm opening fire as soon as I forget about you. And I have a short memory for dawdlers.
Yes, ma'am.
This boy has nothing to do with me! Let him go!
They don't seem like the type to listen. Here they come!
Yes! Body clashing against body, muscle against muscle. This is real combat. Oh, my heart, woman, how it races!
Yes, lovely. Though I'll grant the boy does handle himself well. I'm less bored than I was a moment ago. Whereas you lot are a massive disappointment. Honestly, are there no men here capable of a satisfying performance?
On my way, ma'am! Not again!
Gunners, steady on! Keep firing! Fire till you've nothing left!
We've nothing left, Captain.
What? We're spent? Already?
Isn't that always the way when you're all passion and no finesse? The great Barris Lair, quickest cannon in Eternia.
The two deadliest guns ever made are still right here. Where steel fails, muscle never falters. Show them what the Sky Knights are made of, boys! Get down there and frontal assault!
Yes, sir! Cleaner than ticks!
Weak and flabby. I'll go myself. I must. How my blood surges. How it longs to smash things.
Like our airship? You're the only one who can steer this boat, you dumb ox.
Holly White! Must you dash all of my dreams?
Me? Go crawling down in the dirt like a filthy henchman? In these white roads? Please. Now turn us around and let's be off. There will be plenty of time to play with her again once we've resupplied.
All of my dreams, Holly White.
I still haven't gotten your name, miss. Mine's Tis Orier.
Agnes. Agnes oblige.
And I'm Airy. It's a pleasure.
Ugh, a miniature monster.
Ugh, rude! I am not not a miniature monster. I am a Crystal Fairy. Fire, water, wind, earth. 4 crystals. 4 pillars of the world. Agnes is the Vestal of Wind. She tends the Wind Crystal.
Vestal of Wind?
Priestess, bride, and servant to the crystals. A weaver of prayers who ensures their eternal glow. The Vestal's rites purify the crystals, warding the world from natural disaster.
The crystals reveal the way to the Vestals, and the Vestals pass that on to the people. They guide the world.
In times past, perhaps, but now the crystals go forgotten, and the Vestals with them.
And what purpose should bring a Vestal here?
That chasm. A week prior, at the same time, the ground parted here. The crystal of wind was consumed by an unnatural darkness. The crystals are the source of all life and all energy in the world. Our lands, our seas, and all that inhabit them exist through the crystal's bounty. They sustain us. But a foul corruption has overtaken them. The wind lies still, and the oceans rot. Fire runs wild, and the earth, well, at this rate, the world will be shrouded in a darkness fit to blot out all life from existence. I had to see the chasm for myself.
What is it? What caused the ground to fall?
I do not know. But I do know how to unmake it and stop the coming dark. I must hurry back to Ansheim. Come, Eri, let's go.
Hey! Wait a minute! You said you could unmake it. Do you mean to say you'll repair that giant hole?
I will do what only I am able. Purify the crystals and release them from the darkness. Once this blight has been purged from all 4 of the world's crystals, order will be restored. It is the only way.
Vestals have been pouring their prayers into the crystals for generations. Agnes is going to release all that at once. The flood of light that comes out of them should be more than enough to wipe that big hole off the map.
I can't even imagine. Agnes, please, let me help you.
My task is not your concern.
It is my concern. The chasm, it just swallowed up my village, my family, my friends. I lived the same routine all my life, and that was just stolen from me in an instant. I'll not allow anyone else to suffer the same. I'll do anything. Anything you need. Please, you're a light. My ray of hope. And I want to help.
Well, Agnes?
I cannot accept. This burden is mine alone, and alone is how I'll see it done.
But why? Please!
I shall see you back to the city, and there our paths will part. You are not meant to carry this load.
What's that pendant you wear?
This? It was given to me by someone special. It's something of a lucky charm.
A lucky charm? That's charming. Sorry, that sounded daft. It's very pretty. It suits you.
Ah, 'tis. Good to see you safely returned. What of Norende? I take it from your grim countenance, our fears were confirmed.
It is gone, but not forgotten, Your Highness. I'm prepared to rebuild it. It will take time, but Norende will recover.
Well spoken, lad. I shall support the effort however I can. Take this, It will serve as a token of your new office as chairman of the restoration effort.
It's an honor, Your Highness. Isn't there any way to drive the Eternal?
Nah, they've been a curse, and never more than this last week. They're in a lather over this. I've no clue what has them so desperate. They've berthed their ships at the lake southwest of us, with cannons trained on the city. I fear our own ships cannot fly. It galls me.
Your Highness, I offer my humblest apology for the. I am Agnes Oblige, the Vestal of Wind.
You!
I shall resolve the matter. I give you.
Will you?
You need worry on the matter no further.
Wait!
Get captured. Then they'll take you aboard their airship. That's your ticket across.
It's true that no ships can sail upon the ocean now that it's rotted.
You can't really mean to.
I'll not ask you again. Leave us. You are too eager to meddle in the affairs of others. Farewell.
Agnes, wait! That road leads to the graveyard. It's a dead end.
Which way is the lake?
It seems you've need of a guide. At least let me show you the way there.
Unacceptable.
I think it's a grand idea. It could take weeks with Agnes' sense of direction.
Airy? Very well. Then I ask you to serve as our guide. Only as a guide. And only as far as the lake. Is that clear?
As a crystal. Leave it to me.
Done! Done! We've supplies to last a fortnight! Cannonballs to rain iron on Caldisla for a week straight!
Seems we've been saved the effort. Have a look below.
Oh, the Vestal's come to us! Planning a frontal assault, is she? I like it! So help me, Holly, I'm going in myself this time! Don't try to stop me!
I don't suppose I've much choice. I'll join you. Let's be done with her and back to the villa already. I'm liable to go on a killing spree if I don't get a proper shower soon.
Watch the ship, boys!
Aye, sir!
To battle! White! Give us a fitting arena! Monk Bear's lair enters the ring!
This blue light. What's happening?
A part of the Asterisk's power, boy! You've nowhere to run. Not till I'm finished with you!
I'd say we're already finished here. I'm not breaking a sweat if it's not absolutely necessary.
What? I live for fighting, woman! Let me have this! My heart's fuse is lit! You can't unlight my heart fuse!
Ugh, must you always shout? Daft or loud, man? Pick one! I take it you've come to surrender, girl. You've caused more than enough hassle already.
I understand that. I've no intention of resisting.
Lovely. She speaks sense.
What? No soul-searing combat? No white-knuckle fisticuffs? No smashing?
Pipe down! Or will it take my boot on your throat? Now, come along, Vestal. I'll see you're well taken care of.
I thank you for seeing me here, Tiz. I expect we will not meet again.
Agnes, wait! You can't go just yet! You, Sky Knights, will you promise me she won't be mistreated?
I've said it once. I plan to take care of her myself. I'll see the beatings aren't fatal.
Beatings! Finally! Count me in!
What?
She's dragged us all across this backwater for weeks. Surely I'm entitled to vent my frustrations. But fear not. I'll see she's brought back from the brink each time. Though I fear my magic won't keep the girl's mind intact.
Are you listening to this, Agnes? I told you before.
Tiz, I'm not...
You're my hope. I'll not hand you over to these monsters.
Ah, youth. So passionate, so sincere, so thoroughly stupid. It's enough to make me retch. This modeling display's gone long enough! Barris, show these starry-eyed brats what they're up against!
Yes! Finally! Finally, the duel begins! On with the punching!
Agnes, are you hurt? I'm glad I was able to stop you.
Tis, I was not. I swore I would involve no others in my journey. The task I face is mine as Vestal, and mine alone. Yet I was afraid. When faced, I had thought I'd steeled myself to face any peril, to withstand any pain. But had I faced those two alone, I'd have faltered. My journey would have ended in a cell, or worse. I am grateful to you, Tis, and grateful for you. Will you join? I would like you to join me.
I did that a while back, silly. It's no surprise. I have it on very good authority I'm the eager to meddle type.
Tis.
That just leaves the problem of how we're crossing the sea.
I've another plan. This one's better still. If riding their ship as the captives out...
You want us to steal, though?
We've no way of knowing...
Let's head back to the city for now.
You chased off the Eternian ship? Amazing! Truly, the Vestal is a worker of miracles. And you as well, 'tis. Excellent work, lad.
Has there been any word of where the ship has gone, Your Highness?
What have you heard from your man, Owen?
It seems the Sky Knights have returned to their hold, Your Majesty. The Lontano Villa.
Lontano Villa. Then that's where we're headed.
I'm afraid you'll not get there now. The bridge they shot out is still in ruins.
We'll mount a full-scale offensive the moment it's repaired. For now, we must be patient. Go and rest.
Tiz, wake up!
What's wrong? It's the middle of the night.
Something's wrong outside.
Outside? Wait, is that...
Give us the Vestal! We know she's here! And you'd best be quick! Fire spreads so easily!
Ominous, sir, is this really necessary?
What? No! Yes, I won't be questioned! You're under my command now. You'll follow my orders.
But sir!
Burn! Burn! We can sift the Vestal's ashes out from the rest.
What are they doing?
Looking for me. If I...
You can't be serious, miss.
Seems if the whole city's... Just watch. My...
Black Mage Ominous Crow!
What now?
We've sent these people a clear message.
You still insist on undermining me? It's time you knew your place!
Murder. 5, 4...
Fine, bully. Women always are. But I'll be back tomorrow, and another house will burn. Then another the next night. And every night until you give up the girl!
Thankfully, our only casualty was a house. An old one at that. The spellcaster was one of their officers. He's holed up in the ruins of Central Keep, north of the city.
The hostilities will end once.
There you go again, ready to martyr yourself. There are two of us now.
Might I interject?
Ah, it's Mr. Amnesia. You were staying in the empty house that burned, weren't you?
Mr. Amnesia.
I mean, the boy has no memories. He just turned up in I see you've suffered some light burns. Are you sure you...
I'm fine. Though more to the point. You two...
But why?
It was written in this journal. Full of strange things, this book. Like word of your aims to plug up that great...
What?
What's more, and this part is key, the journal states, if my suspicions are correct, it's the girl who was accompanying that Eternian firestarter.
Pardon my asking, but...
It appears you make for the Central ruins. That girl tugs at my mind. When I saw her face amid the flames, I felt a spark. Not your customary running for your life thrill mind, but a real Thundaga to the heart epiphany. Her gaze was equal parts innocence and tempered steel. Oh, her voice, gentle as spring's sweet breeze. Ah, my heart races.
Unacceptable. Also, I'm repulsed beyond words.
What? Why?
I cannot trust a man such as yourself.
Still, in a fight, 3 people are better than 2.
His personality leaves a bit to be desired, but I'll vouch...
If you're so...
Lovely.
Do you remember your name?
They call me Ringabel. It's a pleasure. My Lady Vestal.
No, thank you.
I hope this...
Do you mean to put the city to flames again, Black Mage? I'll say it now. Your methods are wrong.
Wrong? Wrong? I don't recall asking your opinion on the matter. First Holly, and now Yo. Why are women also condescending? Shut up and take orders! Just because your father's Grand Marshal doesn't give you license for insubordination!
I've seen more than enough to know this much. You are undeserving of my trust and my loyalty. If you insist on pursuing this coward's agenda, I swear upon my name that I will stop you.
Her voice. I heard her voice. So this is what an angel sounds like.
Your ears must be better than mine.
What? You! The Vestal and her little friends! How are you here? Is no one under me competent? Oh, fine. My fire will make ash of the lot of you!
What? Ominous! Our orders are to take the Vestal alive! Besides, if you loosed your spells in here, you'd...
I'll show you! I'll show you all! Fire! 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 No! Ah!
He's attacking his own people!
Madness! This sort of indiscriminate slaughter cannot be allowed! Black Mage Ominous Crow! I'm at my patience end! This absolutely does it! You've sent me into a full rage!
What? You're turning traitor? You'll make your father a laughingstock!
This has nothing to do with him! All that I hold true denies everything that you are! You there! You'll be helping me!
Who? Us? But we...
Would be delighted to assist you, milady. I'll see you victorious, or my name isn't ringable. Well, maybe not my real name, but certainly my... Anyway, what's in a name, really? Don't you agree, Idia?
What? How did you... Enough. Conversation can wait.
Ah, enough! No more! I'll not be made a fool any longer! I'll see you all charred black! I swear it!
I've done it now. Treason is one of those tricky things to forgive. Still, I've no regrets. My conscience spoke and I followed it. Into the life of a deserter, it seems. I trust there's room in your little band for one more?
Indeed. It was sorely incomplete without you.
Unacceptable! What bond of trust can exist between a Sky Knight of the Duchy and a Vestal?
So this is the Vestal of Wind. A black-hearted witch, as the tales I was raised on go. But of late, it seems things are rarely cut quite so cleanly. Behaving as the Sky Knights did makes a person wicked. That lot is black as they come. And what other lies have I been told then? The only thing for it is to see for myself what is black and what is white. Your actions will tell me the color of your heart, Vestal, and I plan to watch up close. So I suggest you get used to me.
That was... rational?
I'm always rational. That scum crow just had me seeing red before.
Ah, the type whose claws come out when she gets hot-headed. I'll jot down a note not to anger you.
What do you make of them, Tiz?
They don't seem like bad people to me.
Yes, but how a thing seems and how a thing truly is often differs.
Hold a moment, Agnes. My journal offers a curious quote. The Vestal and crew commandeered the SK ship, with Idea in tow.
And what are we to make of that?
That we're about to steal ourselves an airship. One assumes.
Just what is that book of yours?
Up there, isn't that... Speak of the flying devils.
Will they turn their cannons on us?
Not by that course. They make south.
The city? They can't mean to start that up again!
Let's hurry!
Oh, why is this happening?
You'll give us the Vestal of Wind. Or, if you'd prefer, I can come down and pluck her from the last building I leave standing. The choice is yours.
You've a choice yourself. Leave now?
Ah, yes.
Owen, Captain of the Caldislan Royal Guard.
Knight Arjun Heinkel, Knights Captain of the Eternian Sky. The stories paint you Caldisla's greatest hero. I hope you will not disappoint me.
entire royal guard wiped out?
By the Sky Knight's captain alone. He's too strong.
Hey! Hold on, man! Please!
He speaks of Knight Argent Heinkel. I can't imagine the...
Someone help!
The king, they... That man, Heinkel. Tis. Please. You're the...
I'll bring the king